Why, hello. So we're doing the play. We had a big old conversation about how we're going to do this because, you know, remote games are that way. I'm going to run through how the playbill works, and these players are already working on their sheets. The idea is this gives you essentially a bunch of multiple choice options, and you circle them, the one that you want, and you keep on moving. So when these playbills are finished, you should not, as a player, to make your character, you shouldn't need the book. You should just be able to choose different things, and you're going to have a character. And of course, there'll be a mini description of, you know, for example, what a sibling is on the sheet, on the finished sheet. And you can delve into the book afterwards. But that's the idea, the playbill. So this is a trait. Everything on here is a trait, all of your choices. So if you've chosen the butcher, that is a trait. All right, so you pick the name. A trait is a what. You could be like, is a butcher, or is a fighter, or whatever you wanted to do. Who does one, who, and number two. So these are two actions. All right, then you're down to title traits. That's number 3 on this build. Your tier of play, the Arbiter gives you, this is going to be tier 2, so seasoned. Your focus is almost always burning, so it'll be burning. Plug is up to you. Your plug is, why are you still in the game? That's on the onus is on the player to decide what that is. And that's going to be a phrase, a word, an actual sentence, whatever you want it to be. Your period of life is your spiritual age, not necessarily your physical age. So you could be an old woman with the childlike spirit, or a young spirit. Or conversely, you could be a child in physical age who has an old soul, so you might be aged or venerable. For race, this is how you pronounce these races. You've got Dinah or Doween, Schnallfolk, Myroshi, Crossed, and Zuntz. On your all sheets, if it isn't updated, it will be soon. Yeah, it's not updated. Oh well. Huh. That's unfortunate. Regardless, so the Dinah are the people of the world. Think of them kind of like elves and half-elves. They are not elves and half-elves, but we're all inundated with LOTOR and D&D and such, and it's just easy to think of it that way. They're the people of the world. Schnallfolk, these are akin to hobbits or halflings or like sprites in the forest. Myroshi, these are aboriginal people that are very technically savvy. They're very large, a very large race. So 6'5" as an average, 6'5", 6 feet 5 inches. Crossed, this is any of the races or beasts of the world mixed with a Dwena. So you can think all of the different things that could happen there. And then Zuntz, these are reptile people. So dragonkin or more of a serpentine type person. All right, so your sort is the type of your race. I can go through all of these. However, instead, what did you all pick?
I picked a sibling.
Okay. Sibling or sibling, this is the pure blood Dinah. So they've got very tall ears. They're imperious looking. They look different than the other sort of Dinah called Silta. Silta have auburn or brown or fiery red hair, like all of them, and sort of tawny skin. Sibling do not. They have like stark white, stark jet black. The skin is either like pearly or it's very like dark. And they consider themselves full-blooded. What about you other guys?
I picked the Drowadine.
So the Dreadine. So that's Schnallfolk. The Dreadine are very gregarious. They're clannish. So they really stick together into a thing called the family. And they are around 4 feet tall. What about the rest of you?
I did Ophidian.
Ophidian. So Ophidians are Zunths. Ophidian are more serpentine than their cousins, the Buteau. Ophidian are they've got scales that look wet. Smaller scales are wet. They also have tails, and they're the more warlike of them. So you don't have to be that way, but typically they are the proud warrior type Zunths. And in fact, their military is called the Pride. What about you, Ken?
I picked Dinah.
Okay. And did you pick Sibleen or Silta?
We're gonna go with Sibleen.
Okay. So, let me see. This is the tables one. Tables template. All right. Yeah, I need to update those deals. I did update them. It just didn't go through.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you probably updated them on some.
Right. Okay, so depending on which one of these you picked, as in which race you picked, directly underneath that, you gain the following features. So for Sibleen, you get +1 breath and +1 sanity. That's going to be on the second sheet, the crunch part of your sheet.
Oh, okay.
If you picked Schnallfolk or Drowadin or Dreadine Hulker, you get +1 cunning and the ability animal kinship. There is no, on the sheet, description of animal kinship, but guess what it does?
What?
Right. Okay, if you picked Ophidian, you get +3 plot armor and infravision, which is heat vision. Now, part of these playables, it's trying to take some of the cognitive load off of you. In normal DreadLore, you get a lot of options, and a lot is left up to your own creativity. This is just trying to say, hey, look, just choose one. Okay, your origins. Daloon, The Expanse, Azraelia, Rainy, and there's another one called Lapis Regnum. I don't think they're on your sheets, but the description is this. Daloon is a temperate northern climate. The Expanse is the desert, or the high desert. Azraelia is diverse. Rainy is tropical, get it? And Lapis Regnum are islands in the north. So what did you guys all pick for those?
Rainy.
Saloon.
The Expanse.
And Ken, what about you?
We'll go with Daloon.
All right. Now, for Fate, I think I actually gave you guys options. Yeah, I did. Sweet. So we don't have to roll randomly. Yeah. Normally, you use the book to roll. In this one, I picked certain fates that I thought could coincide with the theme. All right. So your fate is, well, it's your fate. And it's based off the arcana of the tarot. Nature is who you truly are. Your demeanor is what other people think you are. Your swagger can be physical. It can be mental. It's kind of a marriage between the two. It's your bravado. Yeah. Physicality is literally your physical, like what does your physicality look like? Your motto is something that you can choose on there. All of these are traits that are biddable. Okay, so then we get into the backgrounds. You guys will have 2 backgrounds. So choose 2 of them. The first one you choose, you get 2 of the gifts, which means you get the gift and the gain that's written down there. The second one you choose, you only get 1. It's perfectly fine to choose the same background twice. If that's the case, then what happens is it's actually written on there. Whatever the ability you gain is actually just upgraded, and you'll get a different gift. So, what are the backgrounds you chose, Hulker?
I chose Fortunate and Mage.
Okay. What about Ken?
That's a good question.
Haha. What about Drizzle?
Doubt or devout, not doubt.
Devout?
Um,
Doubt. The
yeah.
opposite.
And fortunate.
And what about Andrea?
I will do Mage and Mage.
Uh-oh, double mage. Double mage down.
Yeah. Gotta double up, man.
Oh.
I'm gonna go
Okay,
with the mercenary and underdog,
Okay.
or underdog and mercenary.
All right. So for the first background you choose, just make a little note that it's your first one. And the reason for that is part of your story. It's a chronological thing. And the second part is mechanical. You get 2 gifts rather than 1. So what are the gifts you all chose? Hulker. You are muted. I can't hear you, sir.
For Fortunate,
Aha.
I chose Cultured and Prodigy, and for Mage, I chose Classically Trained.
Nice. Okay. What about Ken?
I chose Kettle and Greater
Yeah.
Break for underdog, and Known for mercenary.
I like that. And
Okay.
Drizzle?
So my question is real quick. It's not across the line. So where I picked devout, it's not the 2 that are there. I can pick 2 out of any of them.
No, it is across the line.
Okay, so then the first one's devout, so I get charitable and deceiver because those are the only 2 I have the option for. And so then the second one is fortunate, and I get
Correct.
theirs.
Correct. And as these are built, I'll put a couple extra ones, or maybe like 1 extra one, just because obviously if you choose it twice, then you don't have enough things.
Right.
Yeah, and it'll be
Yeah.
formatted a little bit differently. So there's actually like borders and boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm slightly confused, actually,
Good.
at least on the creature one. So for Mage, there's only 2 that I see for gifts.
Right.
So do I just get both?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
It's literally what it just said.
Okay, no, well, and also, well,
literally
thing-
just said
sorry, I didn't understand. But
I understand. It's cool.
because I was trying to look at the chart too.
I know.
But,
I'm just giving
so
you a hard time.
gains. So with the one thing that also, it may just be like a typo on the creature,
Mhm.
is next to the gift, or next to each one of the gifts, it says the gains, and on classically trained, it just says classically trained again.
Yeah, that's a mistake,
Okay.
but not one that I made. I don't
Fair.
make mistakes.
No.
It means you're classically trained, Andrea. Come on.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously.
What do you mean? It means you're obviously classically trained. What the fuck? Yeah. What it is, it means you have +1 magical control. That's what it means.
One spell book. There we go.
Anyone have any questions? Shoot.
So, go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure what a third gadget is, or do we develop that in time? I mean, I know what a third gadget is, but do we develop that, or do I pick it?
It is rolled randomly.
Okay, and so all of my questions we will go through in a bit.
Yep.
So you said I get 1 magic control?
+1 magical control. Yeah, magical control starts at 1. And so by getting that, yours starts at 2.
Okay. And then for the second mage, what do you do for that?
So that would be where the third gift would be. Oh, I don't need the book. I have it on here. And that would be... Let's see. So you've got classically trained and student of the arcane. So the third one would be forbidden. I'm sorry. Friend of no one.
Sounds about right for the character I'm building.
Yeah. And the idea here, again, is there are obviously a lot of options, a lot more options that you can do when you make the character from scratch. A playbill is a quick start. So when you get used to the game, you can absolutely be like, hey, could I sub this one instead? And sure, of course you can. There'll be there already is one for the Arbiter to do what I just did. Say, oh, we'll choose this one. But you can't put all of the options in and then expect it to be fast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I'm assuming the magical chart is also something that gets rolled for.
We'll get to that in a second because that's your abilities.
I just want to be sure. Yeah.
Yeah, those are your abilities.
Move on, and I'll come back to this.
So
there we go.
Friend of no one is what you get, and what you gain from that is you gain 1 instrument of magicka.
Okay.
What other gifts did everybody say what your gifts were?
Yes.
Yep. Sweet. All right. So now we do some rolling. For this, you got to have the Arbiter sheet, but which none of you have access to. We've got an anonymous goose, an anonymous kiwi, an anonymous, what is it? Quokka? Quokka.
Yeah, it's a quokka.
Huh. I don't know what a quokka is.
Close.
All right. So we'll go down the line. We'll start with Holker. What's your first background?
First background?
Yeah.
Oh, fortunate.
Oh,
okay. In that case, hello. Fortunate, under random ability, it says skilled chart. That's right, we're using charts in this. So you're going to roll some dice. Okay, roll a d12, please.
10.
10. All right, you get walk and shadow. So on your second sheet, on the crunch, under abilities, write down walk and shadow. If you already, it doesn't matter, just walk it down there. Walk it down. Yeah, write it down. There's a spot for an extra trait that it gives you. It is avoiding it. So walk and shadow is the ability. You gain the trait as well avoiding it. The description is you're extremely stealthy when there's darkness to hide in. So that is what it does. In this version of DreadLore, so we've got this is part of the errata, which is part of the newsletter, by the way. You've got the simplified rules, and then you have the full rules or normal rules. In this one, abilities, by and large, they just give you a bonus success or 2, depending on how many upgrades you have. Unless it specifically says otherwise. All right, what was your second background? Mage?
Prodigy.
Oh, Prodigy.
Or no, mage.
Yeah. Okay, and what is the random ability chart it says there?
Magical chart.
Okay. So to answer Andrea's question, that's how this works. So roll a D100.
$48.
48. That means you get +1 magical control. So your magical control right now is 2. So write that down under abilities and magical control dose. The higher it is, the more you can do with your magicka. The lower it is, the more humble of control, or the less control you have of it. That's why it's called magical control. Ken, what are the backgrounds you picked and the random ability chart associated?
It's muted too.
Everyone is muted.
Underdog and mercenary, and backgrounds. Underdog, mercenary.
Okay. So Underdog has the skilled chart and Mercenary has the martial chart. Okay.
Yeah.
So roll a D12 for the skilled.
Yeah, I'm sad that I'd lost all my dice somewhere. A D12, you said?
Yeah.
The D12 is a 7.
You get Turmoil in Philosophy.
Ooh.
Seems about right. So Turmoil in Philosophy, it's Counterpoint in Devil's Advocate. And then the other one is Martial. So roll
mercenary,
roll a D20. That's right, a D20.
What? That's not. That doesn't even 18.
You have 2 is better than 1. It means you are able to fight with 2 weapons instead of 1. You're able to just do this better. Normally, when you do that, you get a chaos die. For you, it's just an extra die. So the D6 you gain, if you roll a 1, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't fumble.
Nice.
All right, Drizzle.
Devout is the first one, which is the mystical chart.
Mystical. Ooh. I'm very creative in my naming. 1D100, please.
1D100.
Not 2D100, 1D100.
51.
51, you get Wild Communion. You get wild in your communion. So that's an ability. It gets you the trait Communion. It's where you eat some really dried bread and some grape juice.
Oh.
Now, your connection with beasts and the wilderness aligned with your temperament. So you have a natural connection.
Okay. And then the second one was fortunate, and that's the skill chart.
All right, roll a D12.
Eight.
Castigate. To castigate someone is to put them down, to dress them down. You can use castigation to actually kind of like marine style build somebody up. right? So to encourage them, or I should say to compel them. You can also castigate them to just put them in their place. So that's for like changing mood. It's social warfare type stuff.
Right.
Anyone have any questions thus far?
Not yet.
Uh-oh. Not yet.
I mean, who knows? I can't predict the future. I don't think.
Not yet.
Castigate didn't have an extra trait with it, right?
Actually, it gets castigate.
Okay.
Or castigating. Yeah, I was actually making sure of that. Or asshole or something like that. Literally what it can do is you can either stun or bewilder someone.
Oh.
So stun and bewilder, these are conditions. To stun means they have to make 2 bids to do anything physical. Bewilder, they have to make 2 bids to do anything mental. The way that works with an antagonist or an NPC is a little bit different. So obviously they're not bidding traits to do what they're doing. It's you are stunning them physically, so like they faint or something, or they lose their breath. You're bewildering them so they can't get the words out. It's shutting people down.
Yep.
All right, and what's the second one?
Oh, that was my second one.
Oh, that was your second. All right.
Yep.
Andrea?
Mage.
And that gives you the magical chart, I believe.
Duh.
Roll a d100, please.
Okay.
This is very OSR, by the way. Like old school gaming, it's all charts. Which is kind of cool.
15.
15, you gain another magical control. You're going to be really good at magic. All right, and the next one is mage as well. So roll a d100.
Duh. 41.
Gain another magical control.
Sounds about right.
I know who's going insane first.
All right, so you got what, like a 4?
Yeah.
Okay, the top is 5.
Oh. Also, you said that friend of no one gets you some kind of random or like some kind of magical tool. You said or something.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, very very soon. Holker, what is your magical control?
I think it is a +1.
So you have a 2. So you have gross magical control. It's fleeting, short period, types of spells. We'll get into it a little bit more, but it's gross. Yeah. So big swath movements. Andrea, your guy is an adept in magical control, means at a granular scale you can start affecting things. Okay.
Gotcha.
Next. So that is all those. For your, if you gained instruments or gadgets or any of that stuff, let's deal with that now, and you'll put that in your ninja gear. So who gained that stuff?
I did.
All right, what'd you get?
I got. What do I roll? Do I roll?
Oh, well, what did it say you got?
Oh, I got a stolen named item.
Yeah, so that's gonna be something.
It's something interesting. It's
gonna be something interesting.
Gain 1 item stolen of any sort, random, with their name on it, plus something interesting.
All right, roll a d100.
So it's a lot. D100. I wish Google Dice had a D100, but at 95.
All right, 95
for a total of 14.
You have a spell book.
What do I need to? But What am I gonna do with this spell board?
I don't know what you're gonna do with spell board. You stole it, and it's got somebody's name on it.
Maybe I could sell it.
You could definitely sell it.
We don't have pips yet, do we?
No.
Or for
Everyone will have 1 pip and 1 narrative point,
okay.
unless it says otherwise.
Well, it's called it's called
so-
Agatha's materialistic encomium of spells and whatnot. In compendium.
I love it. All right. What else? Did you have any other things that it gave you?
Yeah, I get a mount.
Yeah. So you have a mount or a vehicle of some sort.
I want a cart, baby, and it's all plush. You know, plushy
You get a plush
inside.
cart?
Yeah, little dice.
Is it horse drawn or is it thergic?
I mean, if it could be Thurgic,
Do you have a car?
that'd be great. I got a car.
Yeah, you can have a caddy if you want.
I got some fuzzy dice.
like a steampunk fantasy punk Cadillac.
Yeah, with a plushy interior. You know, red velvet, sleek.
Yeah,
it's white on the outside, red interior.
Uh-huh. Now, of course, it's not a real Cadillac. It's Thergic. So think of like steampunk or fantasy punk.
Yeah.
So it'll have like
or chrome
steam coming out the front.
It's the shiniest chrome. If you look at this stuff in the daytime, you might get blinded. Yeah.
Type things going on.
It's chrome.
How big is it? Is it enough for more than one person? Or?
Oh, it's big. It's big, baby. It's not fast, but it's big.
All right. We'll write that down. What it is. Okay. What about anyone else? Did you guys get something that gave you items?
Yes.
Okay. What?
I got a pack of sacraments, blessed vestment, and 2 very special gear.
Okay. So the blessed vestments is an item. It gets 3 traits. So put this down in your ninja gear. The traits are True Woven, Blessed, and Emblem of Power. Also, these playbills, when they're finished, will have a 3rd sheet, which is going to be an add 'em up sheet. And it's going to have, I mean, technically it already does, but it has traits. So it has a place for all your ninja gear and all the traits you have from everything. So you can just look at that one sheet and bid off of that.
Okay. And then the pack of sacraments and the very special gear.
Yeah.
Are those rolled?
Yeah.
Okay.
The sacraments are not. That's an actual item.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a real quick description. That's right. Real quick. So fucking quick. All right, so your blessed vestments. Guess what they are? They're blessed clothes. They protect the wearer from certain kinds of beings of power by whim of the arbiter. Vestments are considered blessed, quotes, if they've undergone all of the following. They're true woven from Chowami and Azraelian silk, or made from the body of a pact lord. Pact lord is like a big spiritual Princess Mononoke beast. They're blessed by an arcade cleric, a deity, or a pact lord. And they bear the emblem of power of the arcade, a member of the brilliant octet, or a pact lord. So you have blessed vestments that have all of those things. We're going to say, let's just make some choices. Do you want it to be from the body of a pact lord or from Azraelian silk?
I'd say body of a pact lord.
Okay, you're going to have to decide which one. So that's up to you. There are 4, but it can be any beast it can be ravens, just tons of ravens made this. So pick an animal, and that's going to be basically your totem animal. All right, so it's been blessed by the Pact Lord, and then the emblem will be that animal in like a cool Viking way. All right, sacraments. Sacraments are to bless things. and this is what your sacraments are. So if you want to make a little note of what's in this pack, pure salt, which is edible. Milled chow mi. This is CHAOMI. Chow mi is a super fruit. It literally means super rice. Hulker made it up. It is cultivated from these things called dragon trees, and it's like this omni fruit. Like it can cure diseases. It's like lambus bread. Yeah. Also, if you find a dragon tree, you have to turn it into the Empire, or else they'll kill you.
Oh.
It also has essential oils, many kinds, for all the massages you're going to give. Fresh herbs, many kinds, for all of the massages you're going to give.
Mm-hmm.
And something called guth broth, which is godly bread. So it is chow mi bread. Right, so you can use that in a load of different ways. A typical pack has 3 containers or 6 hand-sized pouches, disseminated however you wish. Okay, anything else?
The 2 very special gear. So you only get 3 out of those, basically?
No, you get them all. It's just the idea is they're either in 3 packs or in 6 handheld size packs. So it's however you want to do it.
Okay.
Swing, 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 swing. Alrighty. For your very special gear. Where are you? Oh, dup. Whoops. Sorry, my internet's making
wonky.
The wonk. All right. You have 2 items of very special gear, correct?
Yes.
All right. Yes, yes. All that is good. Okay. Roll me, pretty please, a D100.
Okay. Seven.
Okay. You get some Calgarian plate. This is armor. Calgarian plate. Some of the finest heavy armor, and is specifically crafted for the Zen who wears it, so it's fit. It takes a master blacksmith and a load of jink to fashion the special alloy, Valorum, dear God, that's folded into the steel and which gives it the notable maroon hue for which it's known. Okay, just so you're aware, Calgarian plate is extremely expensive. Like,
okay.
you look good. Valorum is... It's a big deal. Commanders of the Ulek Legion, or the Imperial Knights who operate within the Bonestone City, are those who normally wear it. So we're going to find out why you're on the run. Although there are many exceptions, unlike other heavy armors, Calgarian plate suffers only 2 flaws and grants plus 10 plot armor instead of plus 8. Yeah, that is some good shit. It's worth like a stone, which is a lot of cash. Okay, so that's the first.
Sure. Does that have certain traits on it, or
It's just 2 flaws.
2 flaws?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And roll again.
Okay. 34.
34.
Calgarian shoes.
No. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You say 34?
Yeah.
All right, you get a Queen's Blade. This is a medium weapon. It has 2 traits on it. One is Mighty, one is Cleave. So the Queen's Blade, a medium-length sword that has been handed down through generations of Aristasi and would-be Kagan. Kagan are kings. Or little kings. I've read in the Analhoi de Respecto, these mighty swords were crafted using forgotten techniques from the finest steel and alchemical alloys, not to mention likely having cleaved countless from their mortal coils. So you clearly are you either stole this stuff, were gifted it, or you're on the run. Like you're some noble who did a bad thing. Something's up here. All right. Next. Anyone else get
next? Yeah. You said the friend of no one got me some kind of arcane tool or something.
Well, all right, you get the instrument of magicka. Give me just a second.
That, yeah.
All right, roll a d10.
Ghost.
All right, you get a chaos gem. It's actually really nice. So a chaos gem, what it does is up to 4 times, so it has 4 charges, it absorbs a mishap.
Ah, good to know.
So if you throw down magicka and you're going to blow up the room by accident, it'll just absorb it.
Good to know. The Scholar Satchel and the Spellbook, are either of those things that have to be rolled, or they just are what they are?
They are what they are, but I can tell you what they got in them.
Okay.
So they're actually pretty sweet. Just a second. Wiener. A spell book, indeed. It's right here. So it has a trait. It's called Warded. So Ken, your spell book is warded as well.
What does that mean?
Technically, we'll find out.
No.
So technically, they can be used as a light weapon. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So this is a tome of a book. It's like the DreadLore book. You could beat someone with it, and it does a D4 damage if you do. All right, spellbooks come in loads of forms. Protected tomes, ornate grimoires, pocket-sized diaries, parchment-bound, blah, 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 blah. Mages often does not carry them on their person for quick reference of spells. In fact, most mages pack more than one spellbook if they're wanted to take to the road. The best are made of rich leathers and alchemically treated pages, which offer some protection to their contents. Spellbooks may be warded with a password, a magical lock, or a cipher of some sort to help prevent the rando thief, Ken, from gaining access to them. Sometimes the ward's needed to open the book. Other times the book will open but will appear blank or encrypted without the word being lifted. Wards come in many shapes and sizes, all diddly blah, diddly blah, blah. Right. Of course, a ward cannot be bypassed without the right tools and knowledge or luck to accomplish the task. Right. So, it's a spell book. It's got book spells in it.
Super cool.
And then what was the other one?
The Scholar's Satchel.
Oh, yes. A satchel de scholar. De scolares. I believe this is a utility item. Can't find stuff in my own book. You know what I'll do? I'll use the index. Haha! Go 299. Exactly correct. Okay, Scholar's Satchel is a small leather satchel, which includes all of the necessary tools a scholar would need to do their scholaring. A satchel usually contains the following. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
1 quill, 3 nibs, and 2 small inkwells. So, a pen. 10 sheets of writing paper, bound or unbound. 1 hand-sized magnifying glass. 2 desk candles. 1 pack of wooden matches. 1 small ruler imperial notation. You know, I must have been drunk when I wrote half this. And 3 inkwells of various colors for illuminating manuscripts. Oh, also 2 sticks of chalk for drying.
Christ. So many things. Hold on.
And
all right. So it's,
the picture is of your book and your hand.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. I still had that book.
Yeah, good book. All right, anyone else?
Shoot, hold on. Wait, I got lost on the magnifying glass. There were too many things.
Chalk, ruler, colored ink.
Okay.
I'm going to drink bourbon here in a second. All
I'm
right.
gonna join you.
Everybody else, we're good?
Yeah.
All right. Your guys will have your derangements there. So pick 1 derangement. As for your traits and such, you don't need to pick those right now, major minor goals. All right, flip over to Crunch, so your second sheet. And you go to the bottom and you can, yeah. The bottom of the window. No. Take your mouse and put it to the bottom left of your window. No. Yeah,
Well,
click on that tab that says Crunch.
It's easier said than done.
I hate Excel too. It's the worst. All right, so you guys are tier 2. So you will circle the rank and tier 2 dice associated with your aspects. That's what you got. Yep. You can go down to... I have reordered this a little bit on the other sheets, but don't worry about it. For your plot armor, it's your brawn and mind ranks, plus any armor you have on. Of course, you'll add here in a second. Wounds are 6, sanity is 6. Sanity roll is action die, which is a d10, and your mind die. That's just for ease. Okay, your cunning is your grace plus your wits ranks. All of your guys' breath will be 3 because it's your number of backgrounds 2 plus 1. Narrative points is 1. Pips are 1. Your proficiencies, you guys are tier 2, so you have 6. Part of the simplified rules, there are no categorizations for proficiencies. It's just a number. So you have 6 rerolls. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I have violence or skullduggery or whatever. It's just, this is how many you have. Beneath that, you should have advancements, of course, 0 right now. You should have loadouts.
What does that mean?
So, your loadouts, I'm going to open this up really quick. You choose one of these, and that's the equipment you have starting out. For example, on the creature, or I'm sorry, it says ninja gear, and it should actually be loadouts, but whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I understand it now.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. I really thought that I had updated these, but I had not. Okay, so choose one of the following loadouts. There's Wizard, Astronomer, and Battle Mage. These are traits you would have as well. And yeah, it says what you get. Pretty much everyone gets 6 of something.
I see. I did not understand how the Google Doc worked.
You and me both, dude. All right, what are the loadouts that you guys are picking? We'll start with Hulker.
I picked the Battle Mage.
Nice. And what does it give you?
Shit.
That gives me a light weapon, light armor, +2 plot armor, 1 mage's robes, +3 plot armor, 1 mage's staff, 1 mage's wand, and 1 pack of scripts.
Okay. And what about the rest of you?
I'm choosing
I'm choosing the Wizard. Oh.
Good.
Okay, I'm choosing the Wizard, which is 1 mage's robes, 1 mage's staff, another chaos gem, and 1 resonant crystal, and 1 utility item.
Okay. Utility item we will roll for. Now, as you guys can see, Ninja Gear is what really takes a long time because there's really no way to speed it up. I mean, like you either know what the stuff is or what it isn't, right? But assuming that you kind of leave that to where you can like look it up, you can get through the character sheet pretty quick. All right, so we will actually leave those for right now and go ahead and finish. So some of those items influence your plot armor. For example, if it's mage's robes, it should say on there still.
It does.
Does it? Yeah.
It's +3.
Yeah. So if it's an armor, it should literally tell you what it is. For weapons and stuff, I didn't write it for space, but I think you guys already know. Light weapons do a D4, medium do a D4 plus 1, heavy do a D6 plus 1. All right, and now you have your abilities. Oh, and remember from the traits part of your sheet, if you got something that gave you a +1 breath or a +1 cunning or rerolls or any of that stuff, that would influence this. So for abilities, you are tier 2. So choose 3 of the options. They all come at 1 upgrade. So for example, on the Hustler, which is up right now, if you picked, if I can see it, I can fake it, you would get that with a +1. And then it does what it does in the description. You would bid a trait to make an action. And then if you activate, if I can fake it, or if I can see I can fake it, you get a +1 to your roll. So that's how that works. Let's say you wanted to take it again. You could, it would be upgraded twice. And then that's the max.
Okay, so we choose
Go on.
up to 3 from the list.
Yep.
In
Pick
abilities.
3. Yep. And if you want, you can pick one of them twice and then a third one. So you could pick one twice and it would have a +2 and you pick another one. Or you can just pick 3 of them. But just circle them. Or write them down, I should say. All right, so what did you guys pick?
I picked Herbalist, and then I picked the Scent of Colors twice.
Cool. So when you activate Scent of Colors, gives you a +2. What about the rest of you?
I did Scroll of Pax, Loosing the Spirit, and Mantle of the Chosen.
Okay. And they should all have basic descriptions on them.
Yep.
For Magicka, your magical control starts at 1. All right. What about Ken?
I picked no degree, having the
Nice.
spark, and mechanic.
Oh yeah. So you are Eric Seaman. He essentially made all of those through several conversations. Did we create those? There's another one. There's a secret one called Lucky Duck, but you have to find it. That's actually another Ericism. All right.
Okay.
So you guys are done.
I chose Scroll of the Void,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Shandor Slip, and Herbalist.
Ooh, you picked Shandor Slip. Shandor Slip is good. Okay, so your characters are done. I think just from this, obviously the ninja gear is the thing that actually takes the longest on it. And so what would help is maybe getting rid of one of the options or having one of the having a sheet that just has full description of anything that would be on your playbill. And that way you could just flip to it and be like, oh, what is that basically? Boom, boom, boom. And you don't have to touch the book. So I think that's the thing that needs to happen. Okay, great. Great. Excellent. Any questions?
Nope.
Questions about items? About the dog that's barking?
Yeah, I got a dog.
I'll have
over
2
here.
items that we'll need to figure out later, but
What are they?
a lethargic item and a utility item.
Oh yeah, we do need to roll. Okay.
Or a lethargic gadget, I should say.
Okay, for utility, roll a d20.
15.
You get an adventuring pack.
Oh no!
Are you ready for this?
Can I re-roll, please? Can I
No.
re-roll, please? I don't want to do this. I can't write it down fast enough.
All right. Yeah, you could re-roll. Why not?
Okay. I don't care what. Just not somebody's gonna have 20 different goddamn things.
It's 2 packs.
No, 15. No, stop it. 13.
Actually, that's great. You get a bag of bits.
Okay.
A bag of bits. So 1 coin's worth of jink. So a coin is worth about a week's labor. Okay. And what they do is they clip them, and those bits are what you use to pay. So you have a bag of bits. Bag of bits has a trait. It's called bits and pieces. It has 1 coin's worth of jink, and roll a d12, and we'll see if it has any extra.
Okay. 1 coin, a d12. That's 12.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Then you have an extra coin. So you have a bag of bits that has 2 coin. That's 2 weeks labor. So half a month of labor of wages is in this bag.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
In
and
DreadLore,
then the
in the
third
world of...
gadget.
Oh, go on. What?
No, I was going to say, and then the third gadget. But
In the world of Craster, a week is 10 days. So that's 20 days of work. A bartending or whatever. And you say a Thergit gadget?
Yes.
Okay, roll a d100. And these I'll have to look up real quick.
45.
45. You get a herbalist pouch.
Oh, well, that works, since I should pick herbalist, so...
Are you ready for
Probably
writing
gonna be a
stuff
lot
down?
again. Yeah.
So anybody that has the herbalist pouch, you write this down. Okay. Thumbs up. Asses. Nope. Great.
I have the simplest character ever.
You do. You're like, I got a sword, I got a gun, and a Cadillac. I got a Cadillac and a gun. That's what I got. All right. A herbalist pouch with is a small leather satchel which can hold 6 vials and includes the following: 2 vials of light poison, 2 vials of anti-poison, 2 vials of life wine. It's good shit. Life wine, when you drink it, it grants 1d4 plus 1 healing. 1 paring knife. 2 vials of liquid litmus.
How do you spell that?
However you want.
Okay.
Each vial is 1 use. And what liquid litmus does is it can identify a substance. It can identify what a substance is. It's a litmus test.
Yeah.
And 1 small scale for all your drug use. If you drink liquid litmus, you get extreme euphoria and can go blind.
Oh, cool.
So it's bourbon. Liquid litmus is bourbon. That's what it is. All right. It will also have, various herbs and shit like that. But yeah, those are the mechanical things it has. Poison deals a damage for 3 rounds. So it's damage over time. Okay. Anything else? From anybody?
I have a question. If I can have guns, I'm gonna have a couple of petite little pistols.
Now, did you roll that you had guns?
No, I didn't
or did
roll.
You just want guns?
I just want guns. You
just
said I
want guns.
could have guns. I got a Cadillac. I need a couple of little pimping guns.
What is the loadout you picked?
Rogue.
And it says 2 light weapons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have 2 guns. 2
Yeah.
light ttrpg guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, they each deal
they're-
2d4.
They're pink petite pistols.
Yeah. So one of them deals 2d4 damage.
Yeah. Oh, they deal 2d4, not 1d4.
Yeah, they're guns.
Okay.
Yeah, guns are dangerous in
But
the
they
hands
also-
of the wrong person.
They have they got a chaos roll.
Yeah, they have a d6.
Yeah.
Looking. I think that's it's not a holdout. Yeah. So it's a sidearm. Right. So these, it's a chaos die d6, danger level 2. That means it can deal you a little bit of damage if it jams or mishaps. They shoot 1 shot at a time. So they're like single action.
Yeah. Yeah. And how many bullets can it hold?
Oh, I just had it open. Hold on.
Well, I asked it fast.
I think it's 3.
3 bullets.
Yeah. Pretty sure. Give me just a second.
Pink pistol.
It has a maximum of 3 shots. Oh, and it has a trait on it. It's a last resort.
Last
Is
resort.
what their trait is.
Oh.
I
thought.
Yeah, and you manually cock it.
Okay.
Cut my life in 2 pieces.
I hate it. The ammunition in Craster is shells. So they're not rounds, they're not bullets, they're shells.
How many shells do I have total?
It's a good question. Let's roll a d6. I'm sorry, a d12.
Nine.
Okay. So you have what is it? 15. So both guns are loaded all the way, and you have 9 extra shells. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Whew. That took about an hour explaining everything and all that for 4 people, new characters, and the sheets are not completely up to date apparently, which is good to know. It's good to know. I will correct that this week. And I need to get on those descriptions and all that stuff. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. Or how about a 10-minute break? 10-minute break. Use the bathroom, refill your drinks, and we'll actually get into a Feint of Heart.
As you all know, you've been watching Spilled Characters for a little-known game called DreadLore. Thanks for joining us tonight for this one-shot with Bill Bunkum, Daniel Hulker, Drizzle, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, and Ken Howl, as well as all lowercase letters. Mr. Interrupt brought us the score. And at the very beginning of this podcast, the score was very loud. So our Patreon members are Tim Roberts, Daniel Hulker, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline. If you listen to our podcasts weekly, thanks and consider being a Patreon. Art Media by Couchfire Media, as well as Twal Replay Productions, bring us all that other shit, which is not shit. It's fine. It's actually fine. It's funny.
Great.
It's great.
It's great.
We'll be back in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.